Caitlin, the thing you had, that the game is more popular than ever now.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Picture this. Angel Reese invites Shaq onto her podcast thinking it's going to be a fun, supportive chat, but instead, Shaq flips the script and completely schools her on Caitlin Clark.
O'Neal said of Clark, "Much respect to her and her family and the way she grew up and the way she plays. All little girls should watch all WNBA players play, but those two, Clark and Reese, are my favorite."
Shaquille O'Neal didn't tiptoe around a thing when he sat down on Angel Reese's show. He straight up crowned Caitlin Clark as the face of the game, and the way he said it? Unfiltered, unapologetic, classic Shaq. Meanwhile, Angel's face told the whole story. She looked like she instantly regretted ever handing him the mic.
Shaq had a change of heart about Caitlin Clark, despite his close relationship with Angel Reese. Shaquille said that he was trying to hate on Caitlin watching her go up against Angel, but that she was so good that he couldn't, as the Diesel now understands what is undeniable.
So here's how it all kicked off. Angel Reese sits down, expecting some lighthearted talk with Shaq, maybe even a few props about her game. But nope, Shaq came in swinging. Right away, he started praising Caitlin Clark, her deep shots, her smart passing, and the way she takes over games like nobody else. And the whole time, you could catch Angel forcing that smile, trying hard not to let the jealousy peek through. Then Shaq drops the curveball. He looks right at her and asks,
Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark, besides her skills?
Now, this was Angel's moment to keep it classy, maybe admit, yeah, fans respect her because she's that good. But instead, she brushed it off and said people only like Caitlin for those long logo threes.
Threes from logo.
Seriously, that's the best she could come up with? As if Caitlin's whole fan base exists just because she can pull up from way downtown. Shaq shut that down immediately. He jumped in like, nah, that's not the full picture. Then he laid it out. Caitlin's game isn't just about hitting deep shots, she's the total package.
Threes from logo.
We never seen that before. That's my point. She's doing stuff we never seen before. Never seen nobody do that on a consistent basis. There's a lot of girls in WNBA that have done it in spurts, but that game I'm watching y'all in the Final Four, I'm like, damn,
Caitlin Clark brings everything to the table. She's dishing out passes like nobody else, keeping crowds locked in every second, and running the floor like a chess grandmaster. To top it off, one sports media giant even ranked her above Ronaldo and Messi on their list of the world's most marketable athletes. And there's Angel sitting across from Shaq, looking like she just got slapped with a harsh reality check. This was raw, unfiltered truth.
Listen, they've always played great. They've always played hard. I'm glad they're getting the exposure they definitely deserve. Now we just got to get them similar contracts than what some of these NBA guys are making.
This is as real as it gets. Not too long ago, Angel Reese was out here saying her salary can't even cover her rent. And now, Caitlin Clark is practically paying that rent for her because every time Angel talks, Caitlin's name ends up front and center. At this point, she might as well cut Clark a commission check. But Shaq wasn't finished. He cranked things up with a monster comparison, none other than Steph Curry. Yep, the baby-faced assassin himself.
Steph Curry, a little kid. Steph Curry, I love. You know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. I've seen it a little bit in Mahmoud Abdul-Roh, but I've never seen a guy consistently come down. And if you look at...
Shaq said Caitlin Clark reminds him of Steph, not for size or physique, but because she's rewriting the game and shattering barriers the same way he did.
If you saw Steph on the street, he ain't got the LeBron muscles. He's not 6'9", he's 6'10". He look like a perfect, normally office guy.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff that people never seen before. She's doing stuff we've never seen before.
Shaq was basically saying Caitlin's on that rare level, the kind of player who changes the whole definition of what's possible in the game. In his eyes, she's already legendary, untouchable, and across the table, Angel's sitting there. You can almost hear her thinking,
"This is my podcast. Why is he giving Caitlin a standing ovation? I mean, this is gut-wrenching, to say the least."
Think about it. Shaq isn't just an NBA legend, he's also supposed to be a mentor figure for Angel Reese. Yet here he is, sitting right across from her, giving all the flowers to her biggest rival on her own podcast. That had to sting. And just when you think he's finished, Shaq keeps going.
"Clark does everything right," Shaq told SI. "I never spoke about her before because Angel is my girl, but I can truthfully say Caitlin Clark is for real."
Yeah, but she's incredible. Congratulations to her and her family. Yeah. The crazy thing is I'm just seeing her last year when they played LSU, but she's phenomenal. I'm going to go on the record and say she's the best female collegiate player ever.
He even admits he was a hater at first. But Clark has changed his mind. You could see Angel fighting to hold it together, but Shaq wasn't letting up. He made it crystal clear that Caitlin Clark is the real deal.
You know, that game I'm watching y'all in the Final Four, I'm like, damn, like, and I was a hater because, you know, I'm down. She was like, she's not going to hit that shot, and bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot. Man, like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you're the truth.
And that's exactly how he framed Caitlin Clark. She's not just hitting deep threes. She's rewriting the game with her vision, her leadership, and her total control on the court. Fans aren't just entertained, they're hooked because she's transforming women's basketball right in front of us. And Shaq made sure to spell that out loud and clear, right in Angel's face. Brutal.
Logo threes. It's her signature. That is the most Caitlin Clark way to win a game.
Shaq was flat out admitting that Caitlin Clark is unstoppable, that rare kind of player with the X factor you just can't forget. And Angel, she had no comeback. For once, the trash talker was left speechless, sitting there trying to process why her own mentor was putting Caitlin on a pedestal right in front of her. And once the episode dropped, fans completely lost it. The comment section lit up instantly, and everyone had something to say.
Did Shaq just call Caitlin the GOAT on Angel's own podcast? Shaq basically told Angel that Caitlin's the star.
Fans couldn't get enough of it. Shaq even admitted he used to doubt Caitlin Clark, but her game completely flipped him. That kind of honesty hit harder than one of his dunks. He basically voiced what everyone's been thinking. And the wild part? He's not alone. Big names like Rachel Nichols, Stephen A. Smith, and Jason Whitlock have all echoed the same thing. Caitlin isn't just playing the game, she's expanding it. She's pulling in new fans, breaking records, and changing the conversation. At this point, denying it isn't even an option.
Go with Caitlin Clark singularly being missing for the time she was gone and ratings tanking 50% in some cases. And then also she comes back and reminds everyone how spectacular she is. And everybody's talking about the WNBA.
Before she ever came along, there were a lot of outstanding basketball players who happened to be black females that was doing their thing on the WNBA level. And they never got this kind of shine. This girl, the Golden Goose, comes along and she wreaks havoc. She's the Rookie of the Year.
What really stood out was how calm Shaq was while saying it. He wasn't trying to stir drama, he was just giving Caitlin her flowers. And that's what made it sting even more for Angel. When the truth is laid out so plainly, there's nothing left to argue with.
So that's Shaq giving Caitlin Clark some credit right to the face of Angel Reese. Angel Reese sitting there gritting her teeth, I'm sure. I think that's what it's called. Unapologetic Clout Chasing of Caitlin Clark podcast, hosted by Angel Reese.
Here's where it gets interesting. Caitlin Clark isn't slowing down anytime soon. Even in the off-season, she's back in the gym grinding, sharpening her game. She's already ahead of most players, but she's not acting cocky or cutting corners.
I think it was just like I always wanted to be in the gym. I always wanted to get better, and I had an older brother who played sports, so I always tagged around to his practices even before I could even ever shoot a three-pointer. Like, I was just dribbling around and going to his practices. My dad was my first ever coach, and it was really all I knew.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese? Let's just say her approach looks completely opposite to what Caitlin's doing. Stat-wise, Angel Reese struggled badly. She was the weakest finisher inside 5 feet, and one of the most inefficient shooters on her team. Fans saw the missed layups pile up all season, but instead of grinding to fix those flaws, Angel seems more focused on the spotlight, modeling outfits, chasing fashion moments, and hosting podcasts, while her game takes a back seat.
Angel Reese has never shied away from doing things her own way, and now she's done it again, announcing her plans to enter the WNBA draft with Vogue. Yes, I said Vogue. She could have done it via press conference, but she of course never does anything basic. She said, I'm playing basketball, but let's make it fashion in a loose-fitting diesel top.
It says a lot about the mindset of both players. One is already ahead of the pack and still grinding like she has everything to prove, while the other doesn't look willing to give up her comfort or free time to truly elevate her game. Angel did her best to keep it together, but it was obvious Shaq wasn't there to sugarcoat anything. He came to hand out credit where it belonged, and in his eyes, Caitlin Clark has earned every bit of the spotlight, maybe even more. So, what's the takeaway? Caitlin Clark isn't just competing, she's taking over, and Shaq made sure the world knew it. Whether Angel liked it or not, that spotlight was shining on her rival. Now the question is, Shaq hyping Caitlyn too much, or is she really the next big thing in the sport? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more hot takes and highlights from women's basketball.